Hello, hello, and welcome to this episode of Sacred Feminine Wisdom for an Awakening World. My name is Amrita Grace, and I am your host. Today's story is called Relationship Rags to Riches, and I have a really incredible story to share with you that is true, and this happened to one of my students. And it actually wasn't that long ago. So her name is Christine. And here's what happened for Christine. She had been married for 35 years, and that relationship had just taken such a toll on her. She felt like she had been shamed a lot for the relationships that she had in college before she got married. And she really felt very, very shut down. She had not been sexual with her husband in a very, very long time, many years. And it just really wasn't working out well for her. She was so shut down. She knew that she really, really needed to heal around her sexuality. So she saw that I was teaching a sexual healing workshop. It was just a weekend, and she came to the weekend. So she came with all of her tears and all of her pain and poured it out. And it was about in the middle of the workshop when she had a complete and total meltdown. We were getting ready to do the sexual healing practices, and this is all women. And she started she was just standing there having a complete meltdown saying, I can't do this. I have to go. I have to get out of here. And I came to her and I put my arms around her and I said, just let it all out, honey. Just let this release. This is why you're here, to let it go. You don't need to participate in anything, but you're not going anywhere. You're here with us. And as she calmed down and moved through that big emotional wave that just took her over, she sat down and witnessed and observed while I guided the rest of the women through the sexual healing practices. She left the workshop feeling like something had shifted. She just didn't know what. She didn't know what to expect next. About a month later, I received an email from Christine, and she had a very miraculous story to report. Christine had found her high school Spanish teacher on Facebook. She had not seen this man in decades, and she had had a crush on him at the time. Now, he was a few years older than her, but he was a very young teacher. And they, of course, never did anything about it at the time. But she connected with him on Facebook, and they found an amazing attraction to each other. They got on the phone after some emails with each other and had a 3-hour conversation. And Christine felt her life changing, saw her life changing right before her eyes. She poured everything out to him. And that was after telling him that she had a crush on him. And him responding with, oh my gosh, yes, I feel the same way. She poured it all out. The marriage, the shaming, the lack of sexual feelings, the complete shutdown place that she'd gotten to. And she started to feel different. She started to feel things opening up. He shared with her that he had something on his bucket list. And what he had on his bucket list was that he wanted to find a love for the remaining years of his life. Now, this is a man in his 70s. He wanted to love again. And he wanted a love that would last a lifetime, whatever he had left. And he knew that he had found it in Christine. Wow. I was just blown away as she shared this with me. She lived in one state and he lived in another. He lived in Florida, lives in Florida. So what they were going to do was spend summers in her state in the Midwest, and they were going to spend winters in Florida. And they were going to be getting together in just a few weeks, as I heard from her. I checked in with her later, again, just to follow up and find out how things were going. And she said it was absolutely amazing. She never in her life imagined that she could fall in love and have a beautiful sexual relationship and in her mid-60s with a man that she had known for decades. So all of this, and she didn't even participate in the sexual healing exercises that we did. She was simply there in the energy, being with her own emotions and her own healing process. And it was incredibly transformative for her life. So I really wanted you to know about this rags to riches, this relationship rags to riches story, because honestly, this kind of rags to riches is more important than a money rags to riches story. This is what we're here for, to love and be loved. And so many of us, most of us, probably all of us, really want to be seen for who we are and loved for who we are. It is an incredible feeling to be loved for who you are. And I speak from experience on that one, because I, after years and years of very challenging relationships, fraught with addiction and codependency, I did my sexual healing work and my inner work, my shadow work, and all of the healing that I needed to do. And I drew into my life an amazing, beloved relationship. And for the first time ever, and this is still true 12 years later, I can say anything that's true for me. I can be all that I am here to be, and I am 100% supported, loved, adored, and cherished. I want that for you too. I want it for all of us, to feel that feeling of being loved for exactly who you are, not asked to be someone else or to change. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode of Sacred Feminine Wisdom for an Awakening World. And I hope that you'll come back for future episodes. You can get notified of them by becoming a subscriber of my YouTube channel. I'd also like to offer you a complimentary gift. I have a 3-part video series called Ignite Your Sacred Feminine Fire. And this is going to help you get in touch with your life force energy for creativity, for relationships, for health and vitality. You can find it on my website. It's called sacredfeminischool.com. Again, the website is sacredfeminischool.com. Thank you so much for being with me here today on Sacred Feminine Wisdom for an Awakening World. I'll see you in the next episode. And until then, have a beautiful, beautiful day and blessings on your path.